Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka Mono Bluetron, back with another episode of 10-Minute Testing. So, I know it's been about 10,000 years since the last one of these. I decided to take a week off because job training was this week, but the week I took off really allowed me to evaluate the frequency and the content that I'm uploading on this channel, and truthfully, it is killing me to do the same video 3 times a week, more or less. So, starting next week, I'll be premiering a bunch of new types of content. It will still be uploaded with the same frequency. It'll just be more varied and hopefully more interesting. I hope you enjoy it. But for now, we're going to wrap up 10-minute testing with 3 final deck lists, the first of which I'm going to show you right now. This is a deck I'm calling Monarch Uranus or Uranus Destiny Board. Just make sure that Uranus stays in the deck title so that when you inevitably win a regional with it, the 10-year-olds in the YouTube comment section can get a little kick out of the deck profile. It's a strategy that involves getting out Uranus as fast as possible. If your opponent picks Spell, you can get March of the Monarchs, which means Uranus can't be destroyed and except by battle, and Uranus protects March from being destroyed, so effectively your opponent has to get over a 3,200 attack beater in order to play the game at all. Couple that with cards like Domain of the Monarchs, and suddenly you've got a pretty nice lockdown on your hand. If they pick Trap, you can either get Destiny Board and go off to the races, or you can get Vanity's Emptiness, which actually is about the same as Destiny Board, except it only takes 1 turn to win the game. Additionally, Vanity's Emptiness can't be destroyed by its own effect while Despair Uranus is active, which is awesome. So, for monsters, we're playing a lot of the Monarch stuff because I figured a pretty good backup would just be Monarch Spell and Traps, as well as, like, old Monarch engines, alongside a bunch of monsters that special summon themselves, like Speedroids, or allow you to special summon twice, like the Adia and Adios package that should allow you to get out Uranus as fast as possible. As far as spells and traps, we of course have 1 Destiny Board suite, the 1-for-1, a Pantheism, rest in peace, my sweet prince, 3 Tenacity, 2 Twin Twister, a Monarch Stormforth, March of the Monarchs, Return, 3 Domain, a Vanities, and a Prime Monarch. We're also playing 3 Magical Mallets in case any of these Destiny Board pieces get stranded in our hand, and to add a little bit more consistency to a deck that actually was not very consistent to begin with. So let's jump into the games and see what happens. So, because we're playing on YGO Pro, our first match is going to be against Blue Eyes White Dragon. There are 2 problems with our opponent's hand. First is that he's drawn all 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, if you're a seasoned Blue Eyes player, you'll know, just don't do this. The second is that he has drawn Pot of Duality, and I'm, no rocket scientist, but I'm pretty sure that Blue Eyes White Dragon is a deck that likes to special summon. So we'll see what direction he's going here. We've opened Terror Top and Despair Uranus, and then a way to make a second Despair Uranus, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. We're going to load up this Terror Top, get the Takaton Borg, sack them both for Uranus. He picks Spell, so we're going to get March of the Monarchs, and suddenly our Uranus can't be destroyed by anything but battle, and that spell can't be destroyed either. He's going to Pot of Duality and pick Burst Stream of Destruction, and suddenly I realize what type of game it is going to be. We're gonna Adia to get Adios, sack them both in order to get Uranus. Unfortunately, we already have a March of the Monarchs, so we don't get the second Uranus's effect. We're gonna set this Young Money Cash Money Twin Twister, and he's gonna Burst Stream, and it doesn't work that way. We draw Vanity's Emptiness like a complete savage, and we're going to go ahead and get in for as much as we can. He's in lethal range for next turn because I'll just summon this 800 attacker and kill him, but decides that he is not willing to play it out after drawing the best card in his deck, United We Stand. Sometimes I think YGO Pro is just the real-life equivalent of that myth about Sisyphus, that guy who pushes a boulder up a hill every morning and then it just rolls back down at the end of the night. And every day we have to slog through progressively better Blue Eyes players. This one's slightly better than the previous one, still is playing cards like Deep Eyes White Dragon, but does in fact have Sage and Trade-In, so we're on the right track. Once again, we've opened Terror Top and Despair Uranus, which yeah, it's great. We're going to go ahead and fire those off as soon as possible. We don't have a way to make the Aether play, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. He picks spell cards, which means we get to deal with the March of the Monarchs again, and we're going to Tenacity for a Domain as well to lock him out of the extra deck and just, pass it back and say good luck. He's drawn Trap Jammer, which is like Magic Jammer, but worse. We're going to go ahead and just attack, I think, Twin Twister these set cards. Because we're off the Destiny board plan, since we have a spell in our spell and trap cards, zone, I have zero problem discarding these extra spirit messages to things like Twin Twisters. This Maiden is a bit of a problem because I don't really want to attack unless I can kill him in one hit. So we're going to go ahead and wait until we draw an Adia off the top, and then sack those for Aether, use Kuraz's effect in order to pop a whole bunch of cards, and then attack for lethal. Important to understand, the only way we make lethal is through Aether's attack. So that was cool. Our third match, we're up against someone who's playing Cattle Call Gladiator Beasts. Looks like it's just trying to make Ultimate Falcon into 7 sins as fast as possible. We've opened, man, I hate to keep showing you these, but Terror Top and Uranus, once again, they're, I guess, just the most clumpy cards in the history of time. Maybe I found patterns in the YGO Pro Shuffler. The reason I have this clip in is our opponent picks Trap, so we get to set this Destiny board, although, to be honest, I think every time I want Vanity's Emptiness. He's going to play 1 Day of Peace, then Cattle Call into 7 sins, then attack for 0 because of 1 Day of Peace, and we get to start the Destiny board shenanigans now. Now, the reason I'm playing cards like Magical Mallet is to send these spirit messages back to the deck. So once we get our Erebus out and shuffle this 4000 beater back in, we're going to fire off this Magical Mallet. So before this happens, the Monarch Stormforth was recently limited. There is 1 copy in my deck. Spirit Message A is a terrible card, so there's 1 copy in my deck. How does that happen? How on earth do you draw this? Anyway, that's the end of the game. So we're back with a deck. I mean, there's good and there's bad, and unfortunately the bad is the Destiny board suite. It sucked to draw. There were a bunch of games where I got really close, and then my opponent revealed they had like an MST or something and got a sweet 4 for 1. The Magical Mallets were like cute to tuck away the Destiny board stuff, but when we're only playing 5 cards we don't want in our hand, it's not exactly great to be minusing yourself to do that. To be honest, I was really impressed with the Spare Uranus, and getting Vanity's Emptiness was just as good as getting Destiny board in 100% of the games we played, but we got Destiny board anyway because it was funnier. I would say probably the future of this deck does not lie with Destiny board, but Despair Uranus does a pretty good impression of Aether's number 2, 3, and 4. It certainly doesn't have the same effect, but it is an incredibly powerful card that locks your opponent out of the game to some degree. So I'd be interesting to playtest Monarch builds that utilize Despair Uranus in order to sort of combat the ban list changes that left it neutered, but those decks will probably not include copies of the Spirit Messages. So that's that. At this point, I'm convinced that every single Blue Eyes player on YGO Pro is just a computer program that is slowly learning that all the bad tribal cards in their decks are not worth playing. And I hope you enjoyed watching that computer learn. I also hope you enjoyed me saying the word Uranus 900 times in one broadcast. And finally, I just hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give me a like, a comment, or a subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you want to see the decks that I make on this show played on stream, I stream at twitch.tv/monobluetron every Tuesday and Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time. Links are in the description. Final thing, if you want to see a certain deck or archetype played on a future episode of this show, let me know in the comments below and I will do my best to accommodate you. Otherwise, I will see you on Wednesday.